I'm Tim Autry, founder and CEO of the Practicing Perfection Institute and the executive director of the Human Performance Association. The question I want to tackle in this particular video is, how are your metrics actually influencing human performance in your organization? First thing I'd like to cover is, if you're currently driving your organization based purely on metrics, you're only looking at a piece of the puzzle, and the reality is, that's the results part. Those have already happened. If that's what you're doing, it's like trying to drive your car by looking in the rearview mirror. It's much more powerful and much more effective to be proactive, get the whole picture, and be looking out the windshield. So do you have performance indicators and metrics? Undoubtedly you do, and undoubtedly you've probably got a few of them that are key, that are probably referred to as key performance indicators. You know, it's been my experience in most organizations that the whole concept of metrics and performance indicators started out as a great idea. And then because technology has enabled us, we got more of them and more of them and more of them, and really dove into the whole disease of more is better. Well, one thing to keep in mind relative to performance indicators is, if everything is important, nothing is important. So when you define your key performance indicators, make darn sure they're actually key. You know, when I was a department head at a nuclear power plant in the northeastern United States, when I took over in that position, there was a wall outside of my office that was absolutely covered with charts and graphs and everything else, and about 3 months into that position, I realized nobody, including me, was even looking at that. So I called Bill into my office and I said, "Bill, why are we doing this?" And he said, "Because your predecessor wanted it." And I said, "Okay, if that's the only reason we're doing it, stop doing it, because I don't even know what's out there." Needless to say, Bill was elated, and we just gained a day and a half of productive, valuable time that could now be actually utilized for something worthwhile within our department. You know, performance indicators do impact human behaviors, thoughts, and human performance in many different directions. And the other thing that I'd like you to think about real quickly are unintended consequences. You know, most organizations, particularly if you're in an industrial environment, a high-risk organization, chances are on the access road into your facility, you have a sign that looks something like this. Whether it's on an access road or in an administrative building foyer, wherever it is, you probably know what your number of days are since your last time accident. And the thing about it is, everybody's really proud as we see this number go up and up and up and up and up. But have you ever stopped to think about the higher that number gets, the more likely it may become that people will hide when they get hurt because they don't want to be the ones to report and bring that number back down to zero? I just want you to think about that. Now, one of the great things about these types of signs is when the number was high and it does go back down to zero, man, you get everybody's attention in a hurry. That's a positive thing. Oftentimes we don't think about the flip side of it. So relative to your performance indicators, again, just take a real hard look at, number one, are you driving by looking in the rearview mirror? Number two, do you have so many performance indicators that the important stuff is actually getting lost into the sea of enigma? And number three, the way that you're putting the information out for your performance indicators, is there any chance that any of that could have any unintended consequences? Thanks for watching this video. Until next time, I'm Tim Autry. If you found this information to be valuable and would like to receive free access to an entire library of videos answering the top questions people ask me about human performance and reducing human error, visit futureofperformanceimprovement.com.